The Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya has flown to South Africa. And this has left Kenyan tongues wagging. Why did he fly to South Africa? Remember, Kenyans have of late been criticizing President William Ruto for being airborne, being a world trotter, always on the air, going to different countries, especially in Europe and America. So this time round, it is Rigathi Gachagua, the Deputy President, who never travels, going to South Africa. Why did William Ruto send Rigathi Gachagua to South Africa? Anyway, there are three reasons for this. One, the reason for William Ruto sending Rigathi Gachagua to South Africa for the inauguration of Ceril Ramaphosa for the second term as the President of South Africa. The main reason is this. One, remember, just this weekend, Dr. William Ruto was discussing with the President of Ukraine, Zelensky, on the sidelines of the G7 summit on the cooperation between Kenya and Ukraine, and especially taking part on this Ukraine-Russia war. Kenya seems to be supporting the Ukraine side and not the Russian side. The same way, Kenya, through President William Ruto, is supporting Israeli and not the Palestine on the Gaza massacre. So, on this line, remember that South Africa has declared itself to support Russia, and Kenya is supporting Ukraine. So, the president is very vocal on condemning Russia against Ukraine. And now, this is a context where you are going to a country where they support the side you don't support, and they condemn the side that you support. So, to avoid Dr. William Ruto retracting his ones against Russia and supporting and his support for Ukraine, he seems to run away from that situation and leave Rigathi Gachagua to fight that battle. So, Rigathi Gachagua has been pushed to a war zone on matters to do with international relations, where South Africa is clearly in support of Russia while Kenya is on the other side of Ukraine. So Gachagua will have to play it cool and fine. If not, he is going to shame the Republic for retracting the ones of his president. Secondly, there is a lot of heat in Kenya. Gachagua has been eating Nyeri and some other regions in Mount Kenya, criticizing the same government that he is in. Yesterday, when the government called for a Kenya Kwanza PG, it was expected that Gachagua would be part of the subject to be discussed. But it never happened. Nobody discussed Gachagua. Why? Because Gachagua was present in that meeting. So, critics are arguing that in one way or the other, Gachagua has been forced out of the country so that in case somebody needs to discuss Gachagua, he will not be there. So, he can be discussed in his absence, and his die can be cast while he is still away. So the third reason is this finance bill. There is a lot of tension in Kenya concerning the Gen Z demonstrations and the finance bill and the issue. So at the moment, the president is not willing to leave the country. Remember, Kenya and South Africa are in a good relationship, and therefore it will be very prudent for Kenya to attend that inauguration. And therefore, now that the president is not very willing to leave the country as per the tensions that are there at the moment, it is good to send somebody. And of course, the most reputable to send is the Deputy President of the Republic. He might not be very reputable in our country, but the position of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya will be the best to send when the President himself is not there. Remember, Kenya has a very good bilateral relationship and political friendship with South Africa.